Well, hello everybody out there in Facebook land. How you doing? We can't hear you, so you don't have to reply. This is going to be the part of the Sanya Keita documentary. My name is AM. Um, I'm the CEO of Omega Mecha House Records, and together me and Sanya and others form the band Enlightenment. Look for us soon. So today we're going to be talking about all the countries that Sanya has lived in, experienced, um, outside of the United States, for the most part. Um, okay, Sanya, where should we
Greetings.
begin? We begin. I heard that you lived in Ivory Coast for very many years in Africa. Is that true?
Yes, I'm going to introduce myself again. I come from a West Indian mother, which is Caribbean, and from a West African father, which is originally from Mali Tombouctou, but he is from Ivory Coast, which is West Africa.
Nice. And how many years did you live there?
Well, this is a complicated story. I first left the country when I was a baby. I was about 2 years old. I moved to Europe with my parents because my father um, had his post in Europe at the Banque Centrale d'Europe, which was a bank. He was an economist, world banker, and from that he moved. We all moved to Africa, which was Senegal, Dakar, where Akon is from. I lived in Senegal, Dakar for 4 years, and from Senegal, Dakar, we would always come back to the United States for vacation and see my family on my mother's side. And we would go to Spain and other places in Europe. So after that, we settled in Ivory Coast, which was, I was about 7.5 years old through 11.
Okay, nice.
Thank you.
Did you hear that Akon is building his own city in Senegal?
That is beautiful. I would love to meet him one day. We both speak French. He is Senegalese. He is originally Senegalese, born in the United States, just like me.
Yeah, I read about it in Washington Post. It looks like it's gonna be pretty amazing.
Oh, wow. I cannot wait to see that. Wow. That is a well recognized artist and a loved artist, of course.
Okay, but more about you.
Okay.
So, what was life like in well, why don't you start out in Senegal, since that's where you started out in Africa?
Oh, sure. Oh, God. I was a baby model. My mother was a famous fashion designer. She had a lot of reviews on her fashions, and she got me into modeling at a very young age. Um, I was very successful. I was loved by many. I was very outgoing. I went to school, and the children loved me. I had a really happy childhood. Um, Sometimes we would come back to the United States, go to the Grand Canyon or go to Florida, and then we would visit friends as well because I have cousins all over the world. Sometimes we stop in Switzerland, places like that, but mostly remained for school in Africa and Europe, France, Paris. So I went to school at La Bria-Savarin, and that is right off of Les Champs-Élysées in France, in Paris. And it was a beautiful school. Like I said, I had a beautiful, beautiful childhood. The sea in Senegal is full of sharks, but it is absolutely gorgeous. They have a restaurant built in the ocean. You can actually see the sharks while you eat seafood. It is just amazing.
Wow.
And it's called Lagonde de.
What does
And
that mean in English?
Lagonde de means it's basically the bay number two.
Say that. Say that.
Lagonde de.
Lagon Du.
Yeah, Lagon Du.
So I got a little French lesson here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so are your viewers.
Yes, and since like Facebook, I always say I love you guys, young world, because there's so much you could do in the world. I mean, violence is not, it's not constructive. There's so many beautiful cities you could see if you put your mind to it.
Yes. Okay, so from Senegal, you spent some time in the U.S. and then you in France, and then you went to Ivory Coast.
Yes, and then I moved to Ivory Coast. I was in a couple pageants where I won. I went to a couple private schools that were very strict, but I was okay. I was okay. My little teenage years weren't as lovely as the first childhood years. I had a few difficulties, but I will talk about that in our next interview. Right now, I want to be in a positive page.
Sure.
And I was also in a dance group. I started African dancing at a very early age, and we would do TV shows and stuff. My father had been, how is that called, raised into a banker. So we had a beautiful villa made out of marble, close to the river, and I grew up very, very wealthy, and I was daddy's girl. And
This was Ivory Coast.
this is Ivory Coast, yes. It's like little Paris over there. It's very beautiful, lots of Europeans. Oh, so beautiful.
Now, for your viewers, whereabouts is Ivory Coast? Is on the west coast or the west coast of Africa?
It is it's at the west coast of Africa. It is right underneath Senegal, Dakar.
Dakar.
Yes, and it is right in the between of Ghana.
I'm Sylvia Jolie from NPR, reporting from Dakar.
Dakar, Dakar Noir. That's one of my favorite men cologne.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, since most of our viewers are here in the U.S., probably,
Yes.
no disrespect to anybody who isn't, but can you compare life in Ivory Coast to life in the U.S.?
Yes, it can be both ways. There's a lot of beautiful things in the United States. You know, this is my country. I am first generation.
You were born here, right?
Yeah, I was born here, but I was not raised here. That's why my accent is so heavy, because I think in French, but I speak French, Spanish, Italian, and English. What I profess the most is Spanish, French, and English. And I know a little bit. I'm learning Italian on my own, but
But more about please compare the United States life in it.
Here I come. United States is fun. It's exciting. It's glamorous. How can I say that? It's enchanting in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
But Africa is like a hidden paradise. It's like, don't believe the hype, because a lot of times they show a lot of bad stuff, but there is wonderful, enchanting villas. There's the best swimming pools, the best hotels. The food is handsome and delicious and just so succulent. It will make you, the beaches are like Hawaii, between Hawaii and Beverly Hills. So, you will have the time of your life. And the clothing is exquisite. It feels, they treat you as if you were royalty. And there is a lot of magic going on in Africa. My grandfather was a famous witch doctor, and he was loved by many Europeans. And he used to call the birds.
No. Some of our viewers might be thinking to themselves, witch doctor that's like a shaman, right?
That is a shaman.
Shaman,
Yes,
yeah.
he's a medicine man.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is sometimes people.
They misinterpret
Yeah,
magic
yeah.
with other things.
Yeah, especially like witch doctor is kind of viewed in a negative way these days
Well,
in the United States, at least. But
yeah, everybody has their own opinion.
yeah.
I
But
love who I am.
but there's nothing wrong with being a witch doctor or a
Right.
shaman. It's in fact it's like one of the peaks of human accomplishment.
Exactly. And me as myself, I am a medium. I do readings. I have the gift from my grandfather as well. It runs in the family. So I do my own medicine, spiritual medicine, and I do call the birds as well. And they love me.
And you have readings available.
Yes, I do. I have readings available anytime. I am trying to get some readings on Facebook or YouTube, but I do offer readings individually for
Is it okay?
$40.
Is it okay for people to contact you on Facebook about that?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I will leave my contacts, and for half an hour is 35, and for a whole hour is 45 to 50, depending on what the person or the client wants.
Okay. Okay, so life anywhere, as long as you're not in a war zone or something really bad, is usually pretty good all over the world.
Yes, it is something beautiful in every single city in the world. There is something special. For example, India, the blessed waters with the roses and the flowers.
Oh yeah.
I'm really spiritual, just to let you know.
Okay, so where else in Africa besides? Have you traveled much outside of those two countries, Senegal and Ivory Coast?
I've not traveled too many. I've been to Morocco. I have been to Ghana. I have been to Nigeria. I have been to Niger. I have been to Mali, Tombouctou, Yamoussoukro, Bouaké, Abidjan, which is the old capital of Ivory Coast. The new one is Yamoussoukro. But in Europe, I have been all over Europe.
But you spent the most time in France.
Yes.
And what was France like for you growing up?
It was like a mad planet. I loved it. There's so less racism there. People are so.
How old were you when you first went there?
I was a baby. I was only 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why you were learning language at that point. That's why you're still thinking French, eh? Maybe?
Exactly. I've spent most of my time in Francophone countries, which means French-speaking countries, or France itself.
Nice.
It's a whole total different culture.
Is that like your paintings seem to be inspired a lot maybe by French paintings?
Oh yeah, show them that one. Candy to the eye.
And that's when did you start painting or drawing when you were
Well, I started really painting when I was a little girl. When I was about 8 years old, I started by drawing mermaids because I always thought myself as a little mermaid because I loved water. And I still love water very much so. We have a lot of fables in Africa about kings and queens living underwater.
Oh. Really?
Yes, I would like to sing you a song.
Be my guest. That'd be very nice.
Okay, it's a song about a queen that gave her only child. It's called Dendeo, and she gave her only child because they had a war in her kingdom, and for her to cross over to the other side of town, which she developed a new kingdom, she had to give her only child. So it goes like this.
Tenenyo, sumalika, flelele, tenenyo, fleflenyo, flelele, asulyo ke, fleflenyo, flelele, asumbolio, tenenyo, flelele, tenenyo, fleflenyo, flelele, asumbolio ke, fleflenyo, flelele. Somalia, a blah blah yo, a blah blah yo, de yo, le fled yo, le.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Now, is that a traditional song or is that a song of yours?
This one is a traditional song, but a lot of people have forgotten about it, and I'm thinking about doing something with it with me and you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Can you translate the lyrics to English for me? And
I just did. It's about the lady and the little baby that was taken by the gods in the water.
I'll just start at the top of the song and then say the lyrics in English.
Oh, that would be, I would have to practice on that.
Oh, okay.
Because it would not sound correct.
We'll come back to that in future.
Sure.
What was the name of the song?
Dendeo.
Dendeo, okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that. English version.
Well, not necessarily. I just wanted to hear the translation, so I got a better idea. But that's okay. Okay, so where have you been outside? Have you just traveled outside of the United States, Africa, and Europe? Have you gone anywhere else?
I have been to Norway, Scandinavia. I have been to little islands. I've been to Jamaica, of course.
Oh yes.
Yeah, my mother.
You're part Jamaican.
I've been to so many places that some places I cannot remember.
Did you live in Jamaica at all?
Yeah, I lived in Jamaica when I was younger. I did not live there, but I went there for vacations.
Oh, nice.
I mostly would go there for vacation in the Bermuda Triangle.
Did you go fishing?
Barbados. Yeah, we did everything. Fishing, swimming, dancing, all the good stuff that people do in the summer.
That's great.
Thank you. And I have been to little places like Norway and,
Asia? Have you been to Asia at all?
Yes, I've been to the Himalayas in India when I was younger.
Nice.
Yeah, and as far as Asia and Mexico are the only two continents that I have not been, and I will be going in the future.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm interested to learn about your influences as a painter. Like, where does it come from? Mostly, what does it represent to you? Does it have a spiritual connotation? I mean, art originally has always been. It came from religious rites, and it evolved into modern era as more secular, but it always has its roots in the spiritual. So is there?
Oh, definitely. I live in another world when I paint. I mean, I'm in another world. Not only you have to mention the fact that I'm also a caricature artist, and that comes from,
Or cartoonist?
yes,
Oh yes.
and that comes from seeing funny things in life and just turning them into cartoons.
Do you want to share some of those with us?
Oh, Lord of mercy.
I could pause it.
Okay, pause it. Okay.
Okay, we decided to leave the comics for a future episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a whole
Adult
episode.
Swim. No, I'm just kidding.
Adult Swim is very funny.
It's too funny. Yeah.
Sometimes.
American Dad.
I mean,
Okay, so basically, I would like to show you this painting right here. This one is very, very, very important because I have made t-shirts, and my dream is to have every single woman from Sojourner wear my t-shirts. This is called Rise Up Queen.
oh yes.
This is a beautiful queen in Sudan.
Nice.
That ran away from her abusive husband, and she's sitting by the sea.
Here, I'll look back a little bit so the light gets at it more.
Sure.
And then take your hand off the front.
Yeah.
What's the name of this painting?
It's called Anyala.
Nice.
Her name is Anyala.
Nice.
It's like Senya, but it's Anyala.
Nice.
Thank you.
And what inspired you to draw Anyala?
Well, basically, I am a survivor myself. I'm not going to get into that deep
You don't
because
have
I don't want to ruin the mood, but I am a survivor myself of DV, which is domestic violence.
Okay.
And I survived fatal attacks.
Awesome. Good job.
Thank you. Tina Turner is an inspiration to me as well. I love drawing women. As you see, Candy to the Eye. That is a prostitute, stripper, sitting in the twilight of the night. And she has an ability to talk to pigeons and crows.
Nice.
And we call her Candy to the Eye because her breath is candy.
No,
And
is that
she's
the name of the-
smoking a cigar.
That's the name of the painting?
Yes,
That's a crow?
those are crows. Yes, that's her friend.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, maybe in closing for episode 1?
I would just like to definitely say that I am a poet by heart. That is one of my many gifts. And
Poet, musician,
yes, poet, musician,
painter.
painter, medium, and fashion designer.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
So, world, Facebook world, at least. It's not the real world, but it is something. Now you've met Sonia Keita. Closing out the evening episode. Signing off. From Omega Mecha House Records, it's AM. That's me. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.